Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm just gonna be talking about Doom the Dark Ages and what I thought about like the characters, I guess. Uh, I found like a lot of the characters there was a Creedmaker's assistant who I thought would like appear in the cosmic realm with like Creedmaker and stuff like that and other stuff, and he barely appears in like he only appears in one cutscene, and then yeah, and like that's it. Like I thought there would be like a fight between you like him and Creedmaker would like fight you or something. And I thought that's what would happen in the game, but no, that never happened. And like yeah, and I thought that would like happen or whatever. Like again, yeah. Yeah, this I found it dumb. Like I found it dumb that a lot of like yeah, he wasn't even like he wasn't even in the game and yeah, like barely in the game. And like I think like what should have happened is the game should have started in like the councils. We'd see like the Doomslayer actually being he would actually be being like brought to the maykrs. Like they would like they would like or well the maykrs would like take him to the ship with like and like Bishop Creed would be given his role as like bishop, and stuff like that. And so they would decide to control the Slayer and stuff, so like the maykrs would decide on that, and you'd actually see it. And then it would like switch to hell where like they're like bickering about the Slayer and and like they're talking about that, and then Azrak comes in and he and like they could have like some different demon guys or like some fat demon guy like when like one of the statues in like the Dark Ages, and they could have had some other like dude with like forearms like with like the other statue in the Dark Ages, like just some different hell priests and like other important hell members, like arguing with each other or whatever, like hell priests. And then so they're deciding on what to do about the Slayer, and a lot of them are like, no, there's no point in fighting him. And then Azarek decides that that we should and he says like we should avoid the Slayer, but obviously he says it on that other part, but but like have him like still be saying memorable stuff. And then like and then he could say, well, there we can't always fear him. There's no like he like 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 and like say like cowering in fear at just a man, is pointless, and stuff like that. And he could say stuff like that. That would be amazing. And then so then they decide to have like the Belias guy, like the hell priest dude, who like work with like Azarak, and well, Azarak just decides, well, he had decides to work with Azarak, and then he's like talks with him, and then because he's a strategist or whatever, and then so he allows Azarak to control his armies or whatever, anyways, and then so that actually sets up the game properly, in my opinion. It would like it would set because it would like you'd have you'd know why they actually you'd see them actually the maykrs actually doing that, and then you see Azarek building up his army in hell before, and then it just like cut after that to like the opening that we have in like the game where it's like they launch the Slayer, and then the Slayer's launched, and then because there's like a fight with Creedmaker on a certain part, and his assistant is not even there, and I was like, why is he not there? Like, where else did he go? Did he run away? Like how did he run? Like, where's he gonna run away to? And I found that was like a big problem. Like, where is he going to run away to anyways? And like, yeah, like, and then there's there's also like the Deag Loric guy. He's like in like a cutscene where like uh Azarak is like talking to him, and like Azarak is asking him where the Heart of Argent is. And I thought he was like one of the Hell Priests from Doom Eternal at the start, and I thought that's who he was gonna be, and then I'm like, oh, he's not. Okay, and and then he's seen in one cutscene, and then he's just no longer important in the story. Like him and Creedmaker's assistant are not important in the story at all. If you remove them from the story, it wouldn't even matter. Like for the most part, it would not matter. They're not even important at all. Which I find which in my opinion is kind of dumb. They should have been more important in the story, at least appeared in more cutscenes or something. Had something more to do with the story. And then Valen and his son also barely do anything. I find like they barely do anything throughout the game. And I mean, I don't really like, it's not that like their story really matters, but having them do something would have mattered. Having them fight the demons on the front lines, well, like, and kind of show them doing that kind of would have made sense. And then And then like at the end, there's like I think at the end of the game, there's like a cutscene where there's like a crowd, but there's only a crowd of like 5 or 10 like people. Like the Sentinels are like a big like empire. Like wouldn't they have more people there? I mean, this is like a small gripe though. Like I'm just kind of like, it's kind of stupid, but whatever. And then with the toys, I think like and with the toys, I think as well. I'm gonna talk about this as well. I find there's like a lot of the armored variants of the enemies don't have like toys that you can collect. And then there's also like the old one gets a toy for some reason. And then like and then but like the armored titan and then like the normal titan like from hell, they also get no toys even though they're like cool. Like the whole like spectacle of the game was the Atlan section. Like why do they not have them as toys, you know? And then yeah, and then like yeah, they don't have them as toys in that. And then like I mean even they could have had like toys for like I mean they could have had a toy for like Deag Loric and like the Creed maker's assistant as well. Like if they were more important in the story, I find they could have. But like since they're not important, there's not really much of a point to have them. Same with like the codex entries. Like Deag Loric has a codex entry, but like Creedmaker's assistant doesn't. But like obviously he's not really important. Like if you remove him from the codex entry, that doesn't change a single thing. I don't even think he really deserves a codex entry because of how like not important they are. Which in my opinion they should have been made more important. Even if even if they're side characters, in the game, I still think they should be of importance and actually do something, thereby making them more important. Like even if they're just a side character, that would elevate them more. Like having Deag Loric even die would have been interesting. Like having him do something. Like oh, they'll have him do something in the DLC, but well, they should have just did something with him, in this game, and just having the opening, you know, be about that stuff, like be about that shit, I guess. And then like the Whiplash, I think like the Whiplash doesn't have a toy, but it does have a codex entry, and like the Arachnotron is a toy, but the Arachnotron doesn't have a codex entry. It's either that apparently I heard that it's not in the game because like it's a bug or something. But like I never got the like Arachnotron codex entry when I played through the game. But like it's like what? Like why is it not in the game? Like what? Like I don't know. Uh and like they could have even had like another codex entry for like the Armored Titan. Just like but not it's not that it's different. I mean they could have just added it to like the normal Titan one, like the normal Hell Titan one, and just have like and then the Armored Titan is just like and there's more stuff just for like the enemies. Considering there's no codex entries for like lore anymore, like story, like there's no story codex entries. They could have used that like more for like characters and stuff like that, which they didn't lean into. So I don't really know, you know. And yeah, it was kind of dumb to see. Like I don't know, like I expected at the start, I thought when the Doomslayer was like struggling with like the tether, that was him in like the maker like council room like trying to do that. I thought and stuff like that. And I thought we'd learn more about the Bellows guy, and he would be important just as much as Azrak, and which I mean maybe they'll make him more important in the DLC or the next game or the next game's DLC. But like I mean they should have just did that here in my opinion. Like I don't know, like when you don't like they said that I mean Hugo Martin said that they're expanding the story and they're making it bigger, and but like I mean, and people were like, "Oh, it's annoying that the codex entries don't show anything," and it's like, "Oh, that sucks." But with this new game, they still don't show like how they're got onto like the maker ship and stuff. Like, not that that matters. I'm not saying, but like, come on, they could have just shown them like in the council rooms. Like, they could have shown and then it would have made the cutscene a bit longer and would have like been a more like explanatory like one. It would have explained more and shown more, and I would have been like, okay, well, there, now I'm invested. Now I know what's happening. Now I know why they're like Hell and the the Sentinels are at war with each other. Now I understand. And then because I'm being shown stuff, I'm being shown certain, and then have even these minor characters play like kind of an important role. Obviously, they're not going to be and that would set up. Instead, showing more of these characters and more stuff in this game would more better set up the other one. Because if they in the second game, if they add more characters that don't make sense, it just doesn't make sense. And just having like maybe Deag Loric and the Creed maker's assistant die in this game would have made sense. Having them do something. Having them do anything would have been nice. But like they're not even important. And the thing is, the whole city that I think the Deag Loric guy's in is all like destroyed. I think so. Like he's dead, so like that. But I mean, off screen, I mean, not really important, not really an interesting character at all. Well, it wasn't meant to be interesting, but like I was hoping that like when I seen because I thought Creedmaker's assistant looked cool, and I was like, oh my, he looks cool. Like, let's see what he does in the game, and then he does nothing. Like, imagine a fight between him and like the Creedmaker. The Creedmaker would just like shoot at you with like his rings and stuff like that, and then like he would like attack you with like a spear or something, and then you'd have to like like he goes to like stop he goes to like it's like he goes to attack Bishop, but then Creedmaker's assistant grabs New Slayer and then like throws him or something. That would have been kind of cool to see. And like tries to stop him, and then like but then like the Doomslayer beats him up, and then like something like that. And having like maybe a mission where you have to go, yeah, you go after the Bellows guy, but you don't kill him would have been interesting. I don't know, kind of, but you like or something. I don't know. It would have been kind of interesting. I don't know, with like Valen and his son, thereby giving Valen and his son more of a role in the game. I'm just saying, like I don't know, like even just a bit of that would have been all right. But yeah, like I like the game was good. I just find it had like the story just wasn't really there in my opinion. Like it wasn't really there. A lot of like stuff made no sense, and like well, I mean a lot of stuff. Well, in my opinion, it did make sense. I mean, they could have maybe made the Heart of Argent just an artifact that they could acquire, and they could have just gotten it, and instead of like because that's what I thought it was going to be, and then it turns out that it was like Thera who has Wraith energy in her, and so they use her. But it would have made sense for it to just be an object that they find, and then instead of using Thera, because he doesn't like even she doesn't do anything in the game, in my opinion. Like it's just and then King Novic, like he gets strangled by Azarak in a certain part, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But like, I thought he was just gonna die. Like, I mean, maybe that'd be a bit interesting. Azarak just strangles him to death and kills him. Like, because he's not in. I would have been like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But like, no, he doesn't even do that. Like, I just find it's a bit of wasted potential, and especially with Azarak's character, because he's not going to be in another one. He's dead. We get beat in the head with a mace, with two guys' mace, so he can't really be a character anymore. And I think bringing him back as like a life spear or like anything like that would just be useless. It would just like ruin him even more as a character. So there's no point in bringing him back now. And so it's like, it's a good game, right? It's good. It has interesting enemies. All the enemies look cool. Everything else looks cool. I just find like the story just wasn't really there at all. Like in my opinion, it wasn't there. Even minor characters should get like their place in the game. They should be in cutscenes. They should be in stuff. More stuff should have been explained, in my opinion, and it would have elevated the game even more. And I just find like they didn't really go all in with that, and I kind of didn't really like it. I didn't really like that element of the game. But yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.